Hey guys, Brittany from Atlas here. Today I want to talk to you about achy joints in cold, wet weather. If you live in an area that gets cold and wet, especially during the winter months, you might notice that you have joints that ache when the weather changes. Now, we used to think that this was just arthritis. If you have arthritis, that your joints will ache when it gets cold and wet. But really, we know now that you don't necessarily have to have arthritis in order to have achy joints. Actually, it's very common for people who have had injuries or surgeries to feel the change in the weather in their joints. What we know is that the change in barometric pressure causes some sort of change in the joint. We're not sure exactly what it is, but there's an effect there where when the weather changes drastically and gets colder and wetter, that we feel it in our joints. That doesn't mean that there's nothing we can do for them though. And actually, with both arthritis and previous injury and surgery, one of the best things you can do to keep the aches to a minimum and mitigate the feeling of it is to make sure that you do the right upkeep on your joints. And this goes back to the classics of stretch, exercise, and warm up. So when it's colder outside, you want to make sure to warm your body up even more than when it's hot outside. When it's warmer outside, we naturally have a little bit better circulation, our muscles stay a little warmer, our joints stay a little warmer. So if you're starting to get back to work after a break or the beginning of your day, make sure to do a little extra warm up if it's cold, especially if it's cold in the area that you're working. If you tend to work outside or an area that tends to be partially outside, you want to warm up a little bit more in the winter time. You want to get the circulation going into your muscles and joints, and that makes your tissues more elastic. And when they're more elastic, they're less likely to suffer from the injuries of wear and tear. Also, keeping up the strength in your muscles will help support your joints. So when we don't use our muscles or keep them strong, they tend to not support our joints. And then more of the pressure of just everyday work gets into our joints instead of our working muscles. So doing a little warm up and doing a little strength training, even just basic body weight movements, can be enough to keep your muscles strong and happy and supporting your joints. If you have more questions about this, ask your Atlas provider. We can help you fill in the blanks of the pieces you might be missing to help support your joints during the cold, wet weather months. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.